Hi, this is Bill Buchanan, and today I want to give you a brief demonstration on one of my favorite techniques for improving virtually any image that we have, whether it be submitted for competition in the camera club or if you're preparing a print to give to a friend or mount and hang on the wall of your home. This technique is something that I learned years ago as I developed printing techniques in the darkroom. And the technique that I speak of is darkening the edges of our photograph. Now, this particular picture here was furnished by a friend of mine, Eric Rosengren, a fellow photographer down in Clearwater, Florida, and he gave me permission to use this image because he had posted it one time on the Electronic Image Division Study Group website for commentary. And we see a lot of what is potentially distracting material in the background. And what I'm going to show you is one of the techniques that I use to create this edge darkening effect. The first thing I will do is go up here to the marquee tool, which is the second tool at the top, and if you click on that, we can use the rectangular marquee or the elliptical marquee, and I'm going to use the elliptical. And I come over our image and I drag down and create this elliptical marquee. Now we can see with the marching ants, oops, we lost it here, that I have made an elliptical marquee around the bird and the two chicks in the nest. The next step I want to do is go up to the Select tab, and I'm going to invert that selection. So the area that I will be working on is this area outside. I go back to the Select, and I'm going to click on Refine the Edge. And the first thing we see is we have this white oval in the center of our picture. Now, if I was to apply the effect now, we would see a sharp line around the image. But what I want to do is I want to feather this selection, and as I move this up, I'm feathering the selection, and I'm up perhaps around 21, maybe 22 pixels. So I just may arbitrarily put in 22 pixels, and I'm going to click on OK. Now we still see the marching ants on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to our layer menu and come down and create a new adjustment layer, and I'm going to use the brightness contrast for our adjustment layer. And so it's called out here as brightness contrast 1, and I will click OK. Now we notice here, I'm going to drag this over so you can see it a little better, and I'm going to drag this over here so we can see that also, because I'm going to zoom in and take a look at this. We see that we have this mask created now, and knowing how masks work, the black area is hiding our effect and the white area is allowing the effect to happen. So what I will do is I will come up here to the brightness control, and I will begin to darken the edge of the image. Now I can control this to any degree that I wish, and when I'm satisfied, I will click on that as OK. So we can see the before and the after just by clicking on the eyeball here, turning on the layer visibility. We can see the before and the after, and notice how nicely the edges are darkened. Now you can use the rectangular marquee or the elliptical marquee, but I like to use the elliptical marquee when I'm working with something such as this or a portrait. It works very effectively. There are methods within Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4 where you can vignette the edges. There is also a similar technique if you go under the filter menu up here and come under lens correction. You can also apply that same technique. So I can save this now, and the beautiful part about this is working on a layer is the fact that if I'm not satisfied with this, I could just trash or drag that layer to the trash bin down here and do another layer if I choose. But since I'm satisfied with this, I will go up and save this, and if I'm going to save it for a club competition, I will click on the save for web and devices, come up to the optimize the file setting. I already have it set for 350 file size. Come down and click save, and it will be saved to the appropriate file that I so choose. So I'm going to cancel this out, and again we can see the before and the after. This will also work in reverse if I wanted to brighten the outside, but in this particular case, by darkening that border or the edge area, we can control the interest value within here and not necessarily eliminate, but we can reduce some of the bright distractions that we may see in the background. Particularly, I see these leaves and branches down in here. Now if I go back and bring it back to normal, we see this branch or leaf is bright. Same with this over here on the edge. But by controlling that darkness, I have eliminated some of those distractions. So that's our little tip of the day with edge darkening our images. Thank you. I hope this helps you a lot. I would hope that you would seriously consider using this more and more for your images, and quite honestly, this is an allowable technique within the nature division. Thank you once again.